Hey, Zudoragi here, coming to another video review. And today I'll be taking a look at Deluxe Class Sideways from the Revenge of the Fallen movie toy line. So, to start things off, you can see him in his vehicle mode. Size to a soda can. Pretty average for Deluxe Class. Personally, I quite like Sideways' color scheme, as simple as it is. A very dark, almost metallic gunmetal gray, with quite a lot of black, some silver, and this weird translucent, I don't want to say pink, but it's really close to pink, translucent pink, and a few just basic clear parts, but not really that many other colors in his vehicle mode. If you look at the other side, you can see a lot of red, but that's pretty much all for robot mode. Not really any of that shows in the proper vehicle mode. He rolls fairly well. None of his robot bits stick out far enough to really inhibit his ability to roll, so that's nice. Doors don't open or anything, so you're not going to get much posability in terms of that. But he does what he needs to. One thing I don't like is the extra wheels hanging out down here. But it's a thing. Now this guy doesn't actually have any accessories. I mean, you know, phantasmal or otherwise. What you see is what you get. So with that in mind, let's just go ahead and get started with the transformation. If I remember how to do it. Where do we want to start? Yeah, okay. So to start things off, just press in on the grill. And that's sort of a carryover of the automorph. If you didn't catch what happened, I'll show it to you again. No. This panel folded out, and the wheels folded in. So, pretty simple. Take the front headlight section here, detach it from everything else, bring it out, bring it up like that, just to give him a bit more of an angular chest going on. Take the back of the car and just separate it from everything else. Separate these door sections. Take all of this and swing it out to the side like that, just to get out of the way. Take all of this and swing it up on this double hinge. Collapse that down like that. This sits with two tabs under there. Just kind of get all this out of the way for now. Bring the head up. Fold up these panels. Get the shoulders into place. Straighten the arms out. Get them down like that. Take the doors. Point them up at an angle like this. Do the same thing over here. Get this straightened out. Get the arm straightened out. Get that up. Come on, up. And then just get his arm facing forward. And there you basically have the upper body done. Collapse all this down, and then there is a tab that sticks out there that will go into a clip right there. Holds everything in place pretty well. Take all this and bring it up. Now there are a few different ways to do this. The simplest way is there is a little nub that sticks out here. It can go into that notch right there. Then just bring these up to sort of give him window wings. Now this is one way you can do it, but as you can see, it sits up a little bit too high. Another way you can do it is you can detach it from there, bring it down, and then there are little notches here that go into those tabs right there. So just get all that lined up. And that helps everything. Oh, came undone. that helps everything look much better from the front, but it gives him quite the backpack. So it's really just whether you want him to look better from this angle or this angle. Personally, I display my figures going like this, so that's how I do it. Now for the legs, and these things are a bit of a pain. So just attach this panel. It just plugs in with this post into that port. Bring the legs down, just get them all extended. The wheels are on a double hinge. Now, there is a tab that sticks out there and just sort of goes into the wheel. Just sort of gives you an idea of how to situate everything. Now, there is this post that goes into this port. But to get everything lined up correctly requires some very specific positioning of his legs. Everything has to be positioned just right for it all to work. And that's basically how it's supposed to look. So again, just do the same thing on the other side. Bring out this panel, fold all this down, swing this around, get that tab, or hang on, no, bring this around first. Come on. Get that tabbed in, and then just get the legs to where that post will go in. And then now it's basically just a process of, get these panels folded down to the right position. And then it's basically just a process of getting his legs sorted out to where he'll stand properly. So when I come back, I'll have him to where he'll stand. And here we have Sideways in his most stable standing posture. Here's that size compared to a soda can. Rather small. Of course, if you just get his legs extended, as you can see like that, he's much taller and more in line with what you would expect from a deluxe class, but he can't stand. Like, at all. Because his legs are just so tiny, while the rest of him is sort of just packed away up there, and there's not a whole lot to hold him up. So, while I have him like this, his colors are quite a bit different from his vehicle mode. There's still a little bit of that gunmetal silver and some of that translucent pink, but now there's a whole lot more black, quite a bit of red, and just a few other little colors popping out here and there. So, fairly neat. Quite a lot of detail as well. View from above and below. As far as posability is concerned, it's actually pretty good. Of course, like I said before, getting him into a stable posture is rather difficult. His head is on a ball joint, so it can tilt side to side, go all the way around if you get stuff out of the way. Can move up and down just a little bit. Arms can move out to the side that far, back and forth thanks to that transformation joint. They can go all the way around thanks to a ball joint. You can sort of do whatever you want with these door windows. They're on ball joints. Arms can swivel all the way around just below the shoulder. His arms can also bend that far at the elbow, which is fairly cool. And of course he has that Mech Alive gimmick, which causes gears to spin. Although the gears on this one aren't really aligned as well as they should be, but there's pieces inside of his arm that move as well. I can show that off. Let's see. You can sort of see it moving in there. Of course, his arms are asymmetric, but the bending gimmick is still the same. Instead of a wheel, he has a buzzsaw on this arm. Legs can go forward that far, so fairly high kick. Can go back all the way. can go out to the side that far so he can do the full splits. Waist is on a swivel. Can't go all the way around just because of this hinge. Even though he has a ball joint, he does have a separate thigh swivel, so that's neat. And then his knee can bend that far that way, and that far that way, with this joint thing moving up and down, and his feet are on ball joints. But again, good luck getting him posed, because he just has so much stuff going on his upper body that getting him to where he'll stand usually requires hunching him over to a rather severe degree. It doesn't help, at least on mine, that the right leg is so insanely tight. That's about as good as you're going to get for a standing pose, but again, that leaves him fairly squat and hunched over, kind of like Starscream. But it is a pose he can do without just falling flat on his face. So, it's not a bad figure overall, it's just he's got a few issues. All things considered, the figure itself is pretty good. His chest is just completely broken in terms of screen accuracy, but he's sort of a shell former, which is why, all of his joints and stuff work just fine in terms of movie accuracy. So they're not perfect, they do the job. So, like I said, he's not a great figure, but I like him. Well, that has... Oh, and of course, he doesn't have any accessories, so I don't have any of those to go over. But that being said, that has been my review of Deluxe Class Sideways from Revenge of the Fallen. Until next time, bye-bye.